Okay, guys, so sorry for the delay, just a couple minutes off. I hope you can't hear Thomas the Train in the background. I'm home with my little one. I wanted to go ahead and get started. My name is Nina Means. I'm the director for the Austin Community College Fashion Incubator. And all right, let's see. I think we're all set. I just need to make a couple of little adjustments. Here we go. Great. All right. Guys, welcome to ACC Fashion Incubator's Coffee Talk. My name is Nina Means. I'm the director for the Fashion Incubator here at Austin Community College. And we are doing these series every single week where on Monday we have coffee. I was like, oh no, I love my coffee. We have coffee, and we start off our day, off of our week, just kind of connecting and talking about what's happening in the industry, and then what we can do to support entrepreneurs and creatives like yourself. And then on Wednesdays, we do something called Workshop Wednesdays, and that's a time where we get a chance to talk to you about some of the upcoming jobs that we're foreseeing growing in our industry on the other side of COVID-19. So this is really important, where we're really trying to help us skill up our local industry and to get you guys ready to keep going on the other side of this. So it's talking about working digitally, understanding tech packs. There are a lot of people who work with tech packs already, but if you don't, you really need to keep yourself competitive and understand how they're utilized in our industry, and then how to work with them digitally. So we're starting off at the beginning, and then we will get you all the way through. But it's really just a opportunity for you to get that information up front on Wednesdays. So Workshop Wednesdays, and then on Fridays, where you can find us is we are actually doing ACCFI Presents, and that's an opportunity for us to get a chance to talk to local designers and local influencers about how they're staying relevant in this time. So last week we talked with Pamela Torres, the creator and mom entrepreneur of Classic Childhood, and it's a children's wear brand. She's a children's wear designer that does beautiful heirloom products, but she's shifted all the way into doing product for face coverings for children. So, if you check out Classic Childhood now, or if you check out our stream from last Friday, you'll see our interview with Pamela. So today, during our coffee talk, we're talking about de-stressing during the pandemic. Why are we talking about de-stressing? It sounds a bit more of like a talk show than hey, let's take this serious time, right? But it's really not. This is really a time for us to talk about what does it take for creative entrepreneurs to keep going. And stress has a number of, damaging effects on creative entrepreneurs specifically. Stress isn't good for anyone, but for creatives, stress can really affect you in a multitude of ways. So we're just going to talk about two. One is, it really erodes your health. I was actually watching an interview with a Surgeon General in California, and she was talking about how prolonged stress actually reduces your immune response and how it actually suppresses your ability to fight infection. So whenever you're stressed out for a long period of time, it can actually have a horrible effect on your body. And so, in the middle of a pandemic, the last thing you want to do is to suppress your immune system by being so stressed out, and your body's not able to fight off, the things that, it typically would be able to. So this is really important for us, as a previous public health professional, I'm very interested in this as a topic. However, I think that, now working in fashion, I see how, when I've worked, excessively long hours with a very, challenging environment, I've seen firsthand how, I've gotten, strep throat or cold or things like that. But now, and what's happening with, the pandemic with COVID-19, this really kind of takes on a new, meaning and a new possibility. So, guys, the best thing you can do is, we're going to go through a few different de-stressing techniques and things that you can do to keep yourself in the game and focused. So, and to keep your health, during this time. The other thing is stress really has a negative effect on your creativity. So your ability to be able to think through, how to be, the most effective during this time. So creativity isn't always, designing the next collection. Sometimes it's just being a creative problem solver. So, us talking about how to de-stress during this time is really about helping you stay in the game, professionally, as well as creatively, and to be able to carve out time for you to be able to demonstrate your value and to remind yourself, why you are a creative entrepreneur, helping you to stay focused and making a difference, making an impact in your world. So let's talk about these de-stressing techniques, and we'll kind of go into them. I've got 5 of them for you. So I'm going to take my time. Feel free to join us on the chat over here on YouTube Live. And if for some reason you're not able to join us on the chat here and drop your questions in, feel free to follow us at fashion.incubator@austincc.edu. That's our email list. So if you're not on our email list already, go ahead and join us there. However, if you are also looking for ways to find out what's going on next with us, our social media is really the best way to do that. So check us out on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And our handle is ACC Fashion Incubator. On Twitter, it's ACC Fashion Incube with the, it ends a little short there because Twitter. But everywhere else, we are ACC Fashion Incubator. So feel free to follow us. But let's jump into those 5 ways to de-stress, okay? So the first one is, for a lot of effective leaders and entrepreneurs and business owners, there are a lot of people who meditate. They take a minute to kind of set their intention for the day, and they think, or they choose to think on just a couple of positive thoughts at the beginning of the day. What does that do? It helps you to recenter yourself, helps you to take a breath, helps you to be able to still your thoughts so that you can kind of compartmentalize things that are going on throughout your day. So meditation is very effective for business owners. You can do it for 5 minutes. You can do it for 15 minutes. There are guided meditations that you can do. I know Taylor Ellison, she is on We Are Austin on CBS, and she swears by this. This is something that she does quite a lot, and she's really seen a lot of benefit from doing this. She even guides meditations, so we'll have to link to some of Taylor's work that she does there. But it's really one of those things that helps you to refocus and recenter your mind. So meditation is one of them. Another de-stressing technique is exercise. So some people are like, okay, do I need to after this pandemic, be able to run a marathon? And the answer is absolutely not. All we're saying is just do a little bit more than what you were doing before. So if you were doing nothing, 5 minutes of exercise will do you a world of good. So it could be a walk. It could be, climbing stairs in your house. It could be push-ups. It could be stretching. It could also be, a little bit of yoga. One of the things that I've been doing personally is raiding Pinterest and YouTube for quick at-home exercises. So if you're finding opportunities to carve out, 5, 10, 15 minutes to do a little bit of movement with your body, those are going to show you so many dividends in terms of being able to de-stress. Your body just naturally during those times releases endorphins, and it sounds like we're having like a health talk right now, but I'm telling you, this is going to make a huge difference in your creativity and your focus. And so that's really what we're after, is creativity and focus. And so, whether it's, meditating to really kind of still your mind and to be able to focus on one thing at a time, or if it's exercise that kind of gets those endorphins going and kind of, shoots off all of those good, I'm not going to get into all of the details about what happens in your mind when you exercise, but, it's something that really helps you to relax, and something that helps you to put things into perspective. And so that's really what the goal is for all of these recommendations. So it doesn't mean that you have to do a lot. It just means that you should do a little bit more than what you did before. So whether it's, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, setting your mind, setting your intention, getting your body moving, all of these things are going to help you to de-stress and be able to focus on being a successful creative entrepreneur. So the next one is reprioritizing. Now, we tend to do business as usual, because we're on autopilot and we do what we always do. And I think that what COVID-19 has done for us is that it's required us to think about, how do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? And this is an opportunity for us to say, I don't know, maybe at one point it served our interest and there was a reason why it worked at that time, but now things have changed and now we need to do something differently. So this is an opportunity for us as designers or business owners or manufacturers to say, okay, what do we do in this shift? What do we do to reprioritize? And how do we reprioritize? I'm going to suggest a couple of things to reprioritize. One is reprioritize for impact. Reprioritizing for impact just says, what is going to give me the biggest bang for my buck? Reprioritizing for the path of least resistance. That's the second one. So how do I reprioritize for the things that are going to give me the least resistance to make the greatest impact? So what do I have in my hand that I can do that isn't going to cause more stress to execute, or is the least stressful way for me to execute that's going to generate the greatest impact? A lot of the work that we've been talking about at the Fashion Incubator about ways that we're able to generate connection and value to our community is, what can we do? What's in our hand? Can we share information? Can we use our Gerber technology equipment? Can we, reduce our human contact, while still generating a high yield, and so this week we're going to be cutting 200 surgical caps in the design lab. We'll also be cutting, we're looking at cutting some other goods, really for donation. We're working with Austin Public Health Department, our emergency management team at the college, our executive vice president for public affairs and our vice president for instruction are helping us to prioritize our projects based on what the college is able to do. But we're really looking at, what do we have in terms of our resources that help us to really make a difference? And, luckily we're part of a college that also wants to make a difference in the community. And so we get a chance to kind of feed into a lot of that larger opportunity there. So, it's really about, how do I reprioritize what we have in order to make the greatest impact? How do I reprioritize what I have in order to go the path of least resistance? I want to keep my team safe. I want to make sure that, we're providing the greatest value to our community because, it's the heartbeat of what we do. And then I think really, the last thing, regarding reprioritizing is really, what's going to set me up for success in the future? Sometimes we plant seeds, and so a lot of our reprioritizing has to do with planting seeds for the future. It's not always about reaping, everything today. Sometimes it's about keeping ourselves relevant during a time of high uncertainty. And this pandemic has really put us in a very unique situation that has made it much harder for us, on a variety of different levels. We've got team members that, we may or may not be able to afford as much as we did before, that we care about deeply, but that we're trying to find ways to make things work. So reprioritizing is really helping us to think through, like, how do we, how do we manage our team? How do we keep people on as long as we possibly can? How do we, get over this hurdle so that we can, get to a new normal? So that's really what we're after, is what's the new normal, and reprioritizing so that we're able to get there together. So the fourth thing that I'm going to talk about in terms of ways to de-stress and things that are going to really help us to stay productive as creative entrepreneurs is, some people will say, write a gratitude journal. Some people will say, count your blessings. What are the things that are going right? What are the things that you're doing well? What are the things that are, that this pandemic is actually providing for you that you wouldn't ordinarily have? And, I think that, there's a lot of negative things to focus on, but during this time, what's going to help you stay a cut above and to be able to focus and see your vision through during a difficult time is to focus on the positive and to see your vision. there's a lot of choppy water. This is kind of something that I use quite a bit to help me to focus on what the end goal is, because, we've had a number of challenges, with creating, a new program and a new, activity in the community, and, getting a chance to learn our community and what our community needs from us. So, we're learning all the time. And so this is an opportunity for us to say, you know what, let's just sit back for a second and really count our blessings. What's the gratitude opportunity here? What can we see? Because then that's going to help us to say, okay, our vision is to see a strong, fashion industry here in Austin, Texas. We already see a lot of fantastic designers. We already see, incredible technology opportunity with Gerber technology. We've got, incredible, public policy system that really believes in this industry here. The college wants to take on innovative programs and has, stepped up to the plate and provided funding and support. So what can we do? We've got an incredible advisory board. And so, as we kind of go down the list of things that we're grateful for, incredible team, I can't stop thinking of all the things that I'm grateful for, regarding the team. So I was like, okay, well, we've got to keep moving forward. What else can we do? How do we make this work? And so I think for, during challenging times where it's easy to say, man, you know what, we're not open right now. Or, we're supposed to be online until the end of the summer. And, oh, well, we're supposed to, we're an in-person program. How are we going to shift? It's time to count your blessings. We've got Wi-Fi. That's awesome. So, so this is a way for us to think about how do we make a difference now? So you're probably thinking, Nina probably doesn't have any coffee in there because she's shaking that cup. Sorry, you're right. Last time I had coffee, this time I was rushing and had to change a diaper. So here we are. Counting my blessings. So grateful for my little one. So the last thing that I want to talk about with you guys, and it's 10:20, and I did that on purpose so we'd have a little bit more dialogue. And you can hear some cars clanging in the background. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was really just carving out time. And this is a popular catchphrase right now of self-care. What is that? What does that mean? How long do I have to take? What does that look like? It could look like coffee talk. It could take 30 minutes of, taking something that you enjoy, whether it's coffee or tea or, glass of lemon water or, cucumber water, and just enjoying it. Actually taking a minute to enjoy it. The 5-10 minutes it takes for you to take it in and not be doing something else. 5 or 10 minutes won't derail your day, but it will make a huge difference on how you feel. So, we are looking at how do we find rest in small doses, moments to rebalance, moments to, go through some of the things that we talked about earlier, whether it's meditating or exercising or reprioritizing or counting your blessings. All of those things can be done kind of in those moments of rest. I also think that it's a great opportunity, especially for creatives, to take a minute to do a completely unpressured artistic exercise and something that doesn't take you a bunch of time to set up. So as a creative, literally take your pen and doodle for 5 or 10 minutes, or come up or pen a bunch of new inspiration ideas, or find a way for you to kind of take your mind away from the immediate circumstances or the immediate problems and take a second to step back and say, in my purely creative space, what is my ideal? What do I really want to see happen? And don't put any limits on yourself. It doesn't need to be a beautiful piece of artwork. It doesn't need to be the perfect sketch. It shouldn't even necessarily be a part of the next collection. It should be something that is a purely uninhibited exercise that you allow yourself to do for, 5, 10, 15 minutes. And so a lot of these suggestions that we're making for you are really about ways for you to kind of reset in the middle of the day, but it doesn't completely take you off track for the things that are on your to-do list. So, we know that you've got to keep moving forward. Honestly, if you were to take all 5 of these and only do them for 5 minutes each at some point, it's only 25 minutes. And so you can kind of add it up, what take 5 minutes to be grateful, 5 minutes to stretch, 5 minutes to doodle, like have a coffee, like these are all things that are, doable, reachable things, but you're going to see a huge difference in the way that you're able to deal with your stress while you're trying to think, how long we're going to be in social distancing, or how long is it going to take for the states to reopen? And, Texas is kind of graduating us into this new space, into this new era. So what does that look like? And so, I think that, we'll see, what the effect is on cases, if we really have it under control or not, if there needs to be more testing, how that's going to affect even what you're designing. I'm sure a lot of people are coming up like, well, what would I make? What would I change? What would I introduce to the market now? And these are really good opportunities for you to really think in an uninhibited way. And for creative entrepreneurs, I can't say it enough. It's so key for you to give yourself room to do this, because it's so easy. There's something that we call design to metrics, and I'll get into more industry things on Wednesdays, and I'll remind you kind of where you can find us and at what time. But whenever you design to metrics, which is what a lot of designers should be doing. It's a good thing to do. But what that basically means is that you're designing based on what the customer and what the sales and what the numbers are telling you, not based on what you like, not based on this is trending somewhere out in the world somewhere. You're designing based on what the customer needs from you. And whenever you get into a cycle of doing that, sometimes it actually stunts your creativity, because you're only designing based on numbers, which is good because it's based on sales and it's a good practice to do. But at times it gets you into a rut because you're only designing what's in the cycle. And it doesn't allow you to introduce new ideas to the cycle. So what this does is, what we're suggesting for you actually helps you to get out of that rut, helps you to get out of your head and to de-stress, so that you can really focus on, for a minute, if I didn't have any limitations, what would I do? And if I wanted to create the greatest impact, how would I do it? And this is really an excellent exercise that hopefully will bring you a bit of ease and peace for a moment of your day, that we know is, honestly, it's stressful, it's difficult. And, we acknowledge that. So, as much as we want to stay optimistic and focused on, getting you over this hurdle, we also acknowledge that this is a challenging time. So, we want to, as the Fashion Incubator, support you and give you as much guidance as we possibly can. We are actually serving as in technical advising roles for a number of different groups. We work very closely with Dell Medical. We work with the City of Austin. We've teamed up with local materials scientists. We've been connected with a variety of different industries and businesses as we've been fighting this disease, we're fighting this virus. And so, we find ourselves kind of in these roles at the Fashion Incubator quite a lot. But our primary goal is local small business, and our primary goal is local creative small business for fashion apparel. So we want to support you. We want to talk with you. Definitely let us know if there's any questions that we can answer for you. I got a note from Katrina on Workshop Wednesdays that she really enjoyed it. And Katrina, we look forward to having you next Wednesday. So it'll be just in a couple of days, 10 a.m. YouTube Live. And then we will be back this Friday for another ACC FI Presents at 10 a.m. So feel free to reach out to us over email at fashion.incubator@austincc.edu, as well as finding us on our Instagram at ACC Fashion Incubator, Facebook at ACC Fashion Incubator, LinkedIn at ACC Fashion Incubator, or you can actually check me out on my LinkedIn page. Is typically where I post more often than not, is Nina Harrell Means, where you can find me, and I'll normally be reposting what we've posted from the Fashion Incubator there regarding upcoming events and YouTube Lives and all that good stuff. And then you can also check us out on Twitter at ACC Fashion Incube. So I've got a lovely sidekick here today. Thank you so much for your patience. with some of the background. This is our new normal, guys. We're working from home. We've got little people finding all kinds of things. When you turn off the noisy toys, they always find a way to make noise anyway. So thanks so much for your time today. We got a few more minutes. I'll let us kind of keep going. But again, Workshop Wednesdays is really focused on, getting you guys to just to learn about other parts of our business. And we're going through a technical package, which we call a tech pack. And this is the way that you talk with factories, manufacturers, production, buyers. There are other people who interact with this document that will help you get your product from making one to making many. So that's really what we're trying to help you to understand is what's the process of communicating with stitchers and, understanding how much material you should buy and, how to describe the garment. All of those things we're going to go into a lot of detail with, and then we're going to introduce you to how to take that digital. And that's really through product lifecycle management software called Unique PLM, and that's with Gerber Technology. So, our technology partner, Gerber, has really suited us very well with a full digital solutions package. And what that allows us to do is to be able to share that. So that is future, and we will talk to you about that later. But for now, this is really, we just want to support you. We want to share with you all the information that we have. And it's really about connection right now, guys. This is a really difficult time. And we really believe in our local industry. Austin, Texas is an amazing place. It's a beautiful place, and it's got incredible designers and to-be designers. And we can't wait to see all of the amazing work that you do. And, genuinely, we really do believe that Austin can be really one of the next fashion capitals. We've got technology, we've got creatives, we've got policy behind us, which is a very unique setup where, our infrastructure is really geared to growing this business. So know that you're supported, know that you're with us, and that we really do want to hear from you what it is that you need, what do you feel like you're lacking, and we'll keep, providing that content to you. So if you want to hear about a specific topic for next Monday's coffee talk, send us a note, send us an email, fashion.incubator@austincc.edu, and we will, I will take the time to answer this question. So if I missed any questions today, please forgive me. I will address them later this week. And if you don't hear from us in terms of those questions, we definitely will talk about those during coffee talk. So feel free to reach out to us, and we are so glad that you're here, and we look forward to talking with you soon. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Workshop Wednesdays and 10 a.m. for our ACC FI Presents, where we'll be talking to another designer. We will be posting that soon. So check it out. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks. Bye.